Hey guys, welcome back. So today I wanted to do my first impressions and review plus swatches of the Tartelette 2 in Bloom palette. I recently picked up the Tartiste contour palette, so if you'd like to see that one, I will put the links to that down below where I showed swatches, my first thoughts, close-ups, and then also a second video where I show you trying it on. Here's a little sneak peek. I know it's always fun to see all the new stuff. Now we're going to talk today more in depth on the Tartelette 2 palette. So I wanted to just give you kind of my thoughts and comparison to the first Tartelette palette. So I have had the first Tartelette palette since it first came out. I was so excited about it. And this one is pretty much identical in the size, the shape, the logo is the same, kind of on the same color scheme. Love this one. This one I use almost every single day. This one has, 12 matte eyeshadow shades. Extremely wearable. This one does run a little bit more, I would say, cool toned when you compare the two, but I really love this one, and typically I like more warm eyeshadows. I don't know, I think there's a lot of warm shades. I keep hearing people say cool, but to be honest, there's a lot of warm going on. So I think this is really great. It's very, very versatile, works on a lot of different skin tones, and it works on really, really fair to really deep skin tones because you've got some deep shades or liner shades in the corner. So when you compare that to the Tartelette 2, we've got the same amount of shades, same size pans, but we have also added 3 luster eyeshadow shades. And I'm really, really excited about that because with this one, you're not going to have to add like another palette or other eyeshadows to give you a little bit of shimmer when you want it. I know that the idea of the Tartelette palette was to give you a bunch of matte shades, but it's nice to have just a few shimmers thrown in here. And I really, really love, so let me point out the shimmer shades to you. So we have got Rocker, kind of like a mauve purple. Firecracker is more of a warm coppery, pinky purple. And then also we have Funny Girl, which is kind of a rose gold. So those are the 3 shimmers that you have in the palette. I think they're great because they range in not only more warm to more cool, and then you have like a deeper warm shimmer. So you can do a lot with the shimmers here, but there's not so many. It's not like too much sparkle. The look I have on today has Firecracker and Funny Girl, both of those on it. Funny Girl, the lighter rose gold, is all over the lid, and then Firecracker, the deeper coppery purple, is kind of in the outer corner. So I think that this is just a really great palette, and I've only used it, like I said, just today. But when I talk about the colors, I think it's just a great range, and they performed beautifully, very similar to the original Tartelette palette. I think this is one of Tarte's. You know how sometimes from a brand you can have some palettes that are just like a total win and some are a total miss. I would say this is one of their total win palettes. It's a really, really great one. And I've gotten some holiday kits before, namely I think it was a fall palette, or no, it wasn't fall, it was winter, but like 2 years ago, and we just did not hit it off. I felt like the shadows were pretty stiff, and sometimes I feel like the shadows aren't real pigmented. Maybe it's meant so they can be more good for the masses or people that aren't used to super pigmented shadows. But I don't really love those. They don't have the same kind of like oomph to me for a palette. It almost feels like it's not as good of quality, which I know, it can be just as good quality and the pigment is not meant to be as strong. But I just like my strong pigment, and this seems like it's really amazing. Like this one here, Leader, I've got this in my crease today. Look at that. Like, that is amazing. And Rebel, no, maybe it's Rebel that I have in my crease, but both of those are amazing. Yeah, it is Rebel. Look at those. I just barely touched them and it just comes right off. Really great quality for mattes. With the luster shades, I did notice I did get a little bit of fallout, which I was, patting it all over the lid, like this Funny Girl, the rose gold, all over the lid. I did get some like, metallic-y sparkle shimmer fallout underneath. But you could just do your foundation after you've done your eyeshadow if that's what you're planning on doing. Or you can do what I did and just take kind of a damp rag and kind of dust it away. And if you really like the under eye glow and highlight, then maybe it's totally fine with you. I don't know. But overall, I think it's just a really good rounded palette. Now with the original Tartelette palette, I really felt like these shades were set up so you could do a light, highlight or all over the lid color here. You could use this for kind of deepening up your lid. This is really great for outer V, and then these were great for liner shades or just getting a smoky eye. I feel like this Tartelette palette is very much the same, and then it's got your lighter shades here, and then it goes to the deeper. Now that we have a actual like luster, I wouldn't use this really as a highlight like under the brow bone, but you could definitely use it in the inner corners of the eye. And it's kind of laid out the same. So what we're gonna do for swatches, I'm gonna go with this top row. When you're looking at the palette, this is the top. So we'll go with those 4, next 4, and then the bottom 4. Okay guys, so we're gonna start with our first row here, and on the arm swatches. The very brightest bright white, this is called Charmer, really great. All of these had great pigmentation, no complaints whatsoever here. Jet Setter, this one almost looks like in the pan, it's gonna be more of a mauve taupe. I think on my wrist, it actually looks more of like a taupey brown. Really great crease shade. Next up, we have the first shimmer of the bunch, or the first luster, sorry. And this one is called Rocker. This one's along the same color family. It has a little bit more purple, and then the sort of duochrome sparkle, almost is like a rose gold. Almost, not as light as the one I'm going to show you on the last swatches, but. And then this one here is called Smoke Show. Great pigmentation, oh my. The little will go a long way, you can definitely use that as a liner. Next we're going for our middle row here, more of your warm neutrals. I'm so impressed with these, you guys. Okay, so first up we have got Flower Child. This is kind of a light pinky tan. Then we have Smarty Pants. Again, a really great crease shade. This one seems to be a little bit more warm than the first of this spot in the first set of swatches. Next we have Firecracker. You guys, this one is crazy. I just want to show you, just doing a quick swirl through, and then I want to show you one swipe here. You see that? Like, and then you blend it out. It's just seamless. Amazing. So that's that one right there, Flower Child. And then the last one we have is Activist, a really crazy pigment. I just had that on my pinky, and whoa. Whoa, that's all I can say. And for our final row, these are more of our pinky, mauve toned reds. Look at the shimmer on Funny Girl. So pretty. Okay, so our first luster, that's the one I'm calling more of a rose gold. It does look a little bit more yellowy once it's actually on the skin. Next we have Sweetheart, and this one's definitely a pink. Looks a little bit more orangey when it's on the skin as opposed to when it's actually in the pan, in my opinion. And then next up we have Rebel. This is probably my favorite shade from the whole palette. I think it's great. It's definitely more of a red mauve. Love it. And then the last one is called Leader. I didn't swatch this one as heavy. I'm not sure. It doesn't look as pigmented on here, but let me just go over that one more time and you guys can see. Look at that. It's a great liner shade. Looks like kind of like Rebel, the one previous, but except this one is more of brown plum added into it. Well, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this kind of first look review and first impressions, I guess, of the palette. Like I said, I've only tried this on my eyes once, and I've only been playing around with a few of the colors in my eyes. But as you can see from the swatches, like, this palette is no joke. These are very pigmented, very beautiful. I would say if you are just getting started with makeup and you're trying to find something that would be good for a lot of different looks and be really high quality, also really great for travel, I think this is a really good one, and I really love that it has those few shimmers in it. And I mean, to be totally honest, I'm completely satisfied with the Tartelette palette. I think this one is amazing. No complaints here, but the Tartelette 2 is just like that plus some. It's even better. I'm glad that I have both. I do feel that they are different. So if you've got one, I think if you're a makeup junkie, you know, you could justify getting the second one, and there are quite a few more shades in here. Or just wait till your Tartelette 1 runs out and Tartelette 2 maybe for next time. I think it's a great one. Anyways, guys, a thumbs up if you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you all soon. Bye, guys.